a subplot, a B storyline going on the show is I said to Peyton Kyle when you walked out real quick during the song, I said, hey, did you see the pictures of Zendaya and Tom Holland's wedding? And she said, no. And I said, oh, well, I just reposted it. And I go, here, I'll send it to you so you know what's going on. And I said it to her, and she's like, those are AI.
Yeah, the AI ones.
I didn't know they were AI. I thought they were real. Robert Downey Jr., Jake Gyllenhaal, those ones?
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr., he's hugging Tom Holland in a weird way. And also, Zendaya would never wear that dress.
Oh, I saw different AI ones, but
really?
There's so many different AI videos.
Why wouldn't she wear that dress? Too
around at their quote-unquote wedding.
Yeah, too cash. I've tried a dress on like that.
You're telling me this picture of Tom Holland laughing is not real?
I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
Stupid AI. That sucks.
I know. Yeah.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
I know.
Hey, Gus, what's your neighbor story? Horrible neighbor story. What happened?
Hey, well, I'm trying to remember all the details now because this is 20 years ago plus when I lived in New York. I used to rent an apartment on top of somebody's garage. And my buddy used to come over every day, and the first day he came over, my landlord called me and said, hey, can you tell your buddy to move his car? His car was parked in front of our house on the street. And I was like, yeah, why? Is something going on? He said, the neighbor is complaining because she doesn't really know the car. So can you just have him park down the block? And I was like, that's a little weird, whatever. And then I found out I also had a pit bull, and I used to leave him out in the backyard. Well, I used to take him out in the backyard, a big backyard. The neighbor started complaining because we were in our backyard, and she's afraid of pit bulls. I found out she was telling the guy what color to paint his house because he was going to paint his house. After I moved out, I sold my motorcycle to my landlord there, and about a week later, my landlord calls me and asks me if I still had the stock exhaust pipes because the neighbor was complaining that the pipes on the bike were way too loud.
Yeah, you got to pay the butt neighbor. Sounds like my neighbor Judith.
Judith.
Aaron, good morning.
Good morning. I have an awful story.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the neighbors to us had quite a few dogs, and they did not pick up after their dogs. So it would go for weeks and months without picking up after them, and the wind would blow, and we could all smell it.
Ew.
They were also trash collectors, and they just hoarded everything in their backyard and left everything out in the rain, so things got mildewy and old, including a huge ping pong table. So they decided one night that they were going to just make a huge bonfire. So they folded up the ping pong table and lit it on fire. They have a single-story house that's not far from ours. We're close together. And they lit it on fire and just started throwing all their trash in. And the blaze went higher than their single-story house, very close to all the trees that are alongside and connected to our house, and almost set the houses on fire.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez Louise.
That is nut house.
All right, Aaron, that is terrible. Thank you. By the way, I knew we were going to talk about this today, and I was watching TV last night, and I was jumping around the different apps, and on HBO, there's a show that's in the top 10, and it's called Neighbors. It's a documentary, and there's only 3 episodes out, and it is literally this.
Oh,
Really?
gosh, what?
It's neighbors that are just, if you watch the trailer, there's a guy in a gold Speedo, and he's mowing the lawn, and he's yelling at another neighbor, and then there's just craziness. There's chickens everywhere. It seems like they're 20-minute episodes of psychotic neighbors.
This is why I can never move, no matter what happens. Even when I win the lottery, I need to stay put because my neighbors are all cool. Maybe I'm the problem then.
Valerie, hi. What's your neighbor story?
Hi, good morning.
Hi.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. What's your neighbor story?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Do you have a neighbor story?
Yeah, it was from when I was growing up, so it's in the 90s, so it's a little bit crazier because the 90s were crazy. But we moved to a small town, and for some reason our neighbor, she just hated us. She was probably a Karen. We just didn't know the word back then. And she claimed that our dog barked all day long and all the time, which he didn't. He never barked at all. And she even went as far as arresting my dad under citizen's arrest, calling the police. They came over to the house. Dog didn't bark once. They kind of laughed and served him papers. And she took it as far as taking us to court to sue him over the dog, trying to get our dog taken away and probably euthanized. And everybody was super upset about it. And one day I stayed home from school, skipped school because it was the 90s. Why not? And I heard him barking outside, which was super rare. And so I went and peeked out the window, and I noticed that she was egging him on over the fence to try to get proof, like throwing things at him and then spraying him with her hose.
Oh,
and so I went and grabbed our camcorder and videotaped her. And I wish I was at court when my dad popped it in, because she had no idea we had the tape. And I wish I was in that courtroom, but I was a kid. But after that, she lost the case, and she kind of was still a horrible neighbor, but she left our dog alone, at least after that.
Let me ask you this. It says it took place in the 90s, you said. And you said times were different. I'm just curious to what your dog's name was in the 90s.
Oh, it was Indy, after Indiana Jones.
Of course.
Man, see, she's got the whole 90s lore working for her.
Yeah, I mean, and Indiana Jones was named after the dog.
Oh, that's
after
right.
His dog, right?
We named the dog Indy.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much, Valerie. That's a great story.
Yeah, we were actually... Oh, yeah, for sure. She ended up calming down after a while, but she was just a horrible neighbor, always complaining, always yelling. And I'm glad that, horrible. We have good neighbors now. I like it.
Good. 877-937-1047. We're going to play a game for Madison Beer tickets. But first, we'll talk to Lori. So we need a contestant right now. Lori, hi. You got a bad neighbor story?
Hi.
Hi.
I do.
What happened?
Our neighbor used to have a dog that would dig in under our fence. And so we'd always come over and say, hey, here's your dog. And it was a wood fence. So I was saying, give me your landlord's number and maybe we can go in on a brick fence. And he wouldn't give it to me. So I went up onto Maricopa County Assessor's office, found the landlord, wrote them a letter, and she got all upset, why is there a guy there? Why is there a dog there? And then next thing you know, we're getting beer bottles thrown into our front yard. We're getting spray painted on the front of our house that were sex offenders or child molesters. And so it was going on for 2 years, this back and forth. And next thing you know, our house is caught on fire.
Oh, no. Wow.
Yeah, so he set the fire in the bathroom, and then it went up, and next thing we know, we're getting notes on how the neighbors are getting notes on how they're going to kill us and how they're going to kill us.
I hope you got out of that situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was my bad neighbor story. It took 3 years, but he got 7 years for arson.
Oh, wow.
That is worse than just a bad neighbor.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you win this round.
Right.
You need to be on that TV show.
That's crazy.
Thanks, Lori.